In this video, we're going to be using Flux 1.1 Pro Ultra to generate a captivating image. Now, this is only available through paid services like replicate.com because it's the best, it's the most premium Flux model, and there is a cost associated to it, so it's not one you can download and use locally. But if you follow my tutorial on how to get set up on replicate.com, which is really easy, I put a link in the description, and this is one of the ways that I personally recommend using Flux Pro Ultra. So before we start, I'm just going to give you a reminder of the cost, because you do want to make sure that you're keeping tabs on things. So you get approximately 16 images for $1, so you definitely want to be intentional when we use this. But this is my favorite model because if you get it right, it can give you some incredible detail that you just cannot get natively by other AI gen means. So if we come down here, we've got the prompt, which I've got a prompt I just typed into a README file, a text file. I'm just going to paste it in. I just typed this completely off the top of my head. I haven't tried it yet, so I've got no idea what it's going to look like. So if it doesn't give us what we want, then I'm going to adjust it in real time and we can look at what we're doing there. So I'm not going to read it out loud, but you can see what it is there. And I'm just going to scroll down and talk through the rest of the parameters I'm going to try. So I'm not going to use an image prompt for this now, although I may do later on if it's not giving me what I want. And I'm going to go down. Aspect ratio 3:2 is a good one for me. I quite like that. Safety tolerance, I'm just going to leave that as default. It's not really relevant for this. I don't want the seed yet. Now I'm going to check raw because I want this to be like a more realistic portrait. I don't need any elements in it that would not be deemed as realistic. So I'm going to click raw for potentially the best results. And I'm going to output the image as PNG. So the first thing to do is to just press run and see what we get. There's not many parameters you can change with Flux Pro Ultra, and it is just important to make sure that when you make changes here, they are conscious and you're doing them for a reason, because there is a cost associated, and so you can't just keep spamming generate over and over and over again. Well, you could do if you got lots of budget, of course. I can't speak for you, but for me personally, I want to be a little bit more budget conscious with this, otherwise it could spiral out of control. Well, let's have a look at the result we've got here straight away. I mean, that looks pretty incredible. That looks pretty real. I mean, that's now you're looking at it at 100% size on the screen, because this model outputs up to 4 megapixels, which is way bigger than other AI gen models before upscaling. The only thing that's kind of messed up is a cigarette. Flux and AI in general struggle to get cigarettes looking good, so I may actually just remove that from the scene. I did want to try and get it a completely side-on image, like which is not looking at the camera. So I'm going to download that image anyway because it's fantastic, and you definitely don't want to lose any potential good shots. So what I'm going to do here is I like the overall look to the image though. And so I'm going to actually lock the seed on this. So I'm going to copy the seed down here underneath in the log section. Control or Command C, depending on if you're a PC or a Mac user. And in the seed box here at the side, I'm going to paste that in. So we're going to get, roughly the same sort of composition and overall look when we make these tweaks. It's not going to be exactly the same. So what I want to do here is I'm going to remove the cigarette because I don't think that's going to end up looking great. And what I can do is I can always try and comp a cigarette in afterwards in a photo editor if I want to. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Side on view, and I'm gonna add in here looking away from the viewer. I need to figure out whether in Flux language viewer or camera best represents like the sort of front on view, as it were. But look at them, I've had some luck with viewer before. Side on view, looking away from the viewer. So I don't really want to look in at the screen. And with the dusty background in the distance, I just think there could be something a bit more interesting going on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put bright red hair, bright pink hair. I'm going to put something more vivid, like it was dyed, rather than the natural kind of ginger hair that it's got at the moment. Natural green eyes. She has pale skin, freckles. She has side on view, looking away from the viewer with the dusky pink city in the background distance. Okay, I'm going to run that. I'm going to see what we get with this one. Okay, it's not going in the direction I like at the moment, and I think part of the reason is I've got this grainy film photo in the description. I think that's actually giving it too much of a faded look, and I actually want it to be quite contrasty, so I don't really know why I put this close up. I'll actually put a high contrast, gritty photo. Natural green eyes, yes, pale skin, freckles, silent view looking away from the viewer. So that bit's correct. The background I'm not very keen on. I'm going to change the background. I just thought that might work quite well, but looking away from the viewer. With a city night sky in the background. Let's try that. Yeah, okay, this is definitely getting more towards what I had in mind originally. It's a little bit more zoomed out. I'm going to click download before I do anything else with that. It's a lot more zoomed out than I originally thought. I did want quite a close-in portrait. However, this is a lot more what I had in mind with the style and the contrast. And you can see there I made the mistake of just trying to put a film photography reference in, assuming that it would help the realism. But you don't have to do those kind of tricks with this model because it's so realistic anyway. So all I did by that was give it a faded result. So if we zoom in here, I mean, look at the details, incredible. The earring there. Just makes sense, whereas on a lot of other image gen models you just get some kind of weird random shape for the earring and it wouldn't necessarily go into the earlobe. And you can even see next to that earring there's like almost a second piercing hole where that person would have had another earring. So the detail here is just amazing, really. So anyway, enough praising Flux Ultra. I'm going to go back to the original now and see, does that give me what I want? So I think broadly speaking, this is kind of getting into the realm of what I wanted. Was kind of like a side-on portrait shot where the subject's not looking at the camera. And I did a dark sort of city sky because I just wanted to try and help improve that contrast. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to uncheck I'm going to delete the seed. And I'm just going to run a couple more of these and see if I get anything better. And if I do, you'll see that as a thumbnail. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next video.